Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. I want to begin by talking about how thankful I am for each and every one of you for reaching out and sharing your kind words over this little journey I've been going on. But I am excited to finally reveal that I have my results. So, are you ready? Okay, so I'm here at the clinic. It is March 16th. My appointment, my MRI starts at 6:45. I'm supposed to be there for 6:15, and they said it's for prep. Now, I've had people tell me that the prep is probably you have to drink something. But that doesn't make sense to me, and I know this is gonna be so stupid. But I'm just like, well, if I were to drink something, that doesn't get to my uterus. So then I'm thinking, are they injecting me with something? And I was gonna do the research, but I also like the element of surprise because if I don't know, then I can't worry about it. So if I show up and they're like, okay, we're gonna inject you with some dye, with some needle, I just gotta roll with the punches, you know? Also, there's someone walking past and I'm really uncomfortable right now because they're actually staring at me. But YOLO. I'm not allowed to drink water and I'm so thirsty. And all I want is a glass of water. I'm not actually nervous or anything at all. I have had MRIs before. It's always been for my brain. But I don't really remember the information or the details and how it all went. I do remember getting to pick some music. And I'm hoping it's the same. I'm at a newer hospital. I was told that the equipment here is newer and better and shinier, so I'm hoping I get to continue to pick music. I also kind of want to play a game. How much am I paying for parking today? I'm gonna guess $15. The one thing that I was panicking about before coming was, what was I supposed to wear? So I was just wearing a sweater because, you know, it's warm enough that you don't need multiple layers, but it's cold enough to need long sleeves. So I was just wearing a sweater, and then I started thinking, do I need to wear a t-shirt? Well, they asked me to take the sweater off. Are they going to give me a gown? Are they going to... I don't know. I don't know what to expect. So I did put on a t-shirt just to be prepared. Now, they did send me a letter, and what I do love about it is that they highlighted all the important information, but there's nothing about what to expect. It just says 6:15 is the prep time. I don't know what the prep means. I'm going to record as much as I can while I'm in there, but I do know that in a lot of hospitals or doctor's offices, you can't film. And I'm a sucker for the rules. So if there's a sign saying no filming, then I won't film. But if I can, I will. And I know when I actually go into the MRI, I'm not going to be able to bring anything in there, but I will try to update you as I can. I'm just gonna start packing up. I'm gonna head in and I will see you on the other side. I'm done. I'm leaving. Walking to my car. Bonus! I don't have to pay for parking. Yes. So that's always a treat. I'm just walking to my car, and then I'll fill you in on everything when I get there. Bye, hospital. We're out of here. Okay. It went very, very well. I didn't have to drink anything or get injected with dye, so that's always a treat. I'm just leaving. Also, bonus, don't have to pay for parking. Yes. Always too far. Okay, so went very, very well. Walked in, got checked in. The guy made me feel like I was super late. I wasn't. And then I was sent to this room, and I was all alone. And I didn't know if I was in the right room, but it's fine. We figured it out. I sat there. I read that it said MRI literally everywhere. I also filmed a little bit, and then I saw a sign saying no recording devices. Oopsie. But there's no one in there, and ultimately it was just to protect the privacy of other people. So eventually a doctor came. He introduced himself to me. Super nice, by the way. And they took me to a room, gave me 2 robes, had to undress, so that whole, stress of what should I wear to an MRI wasn't anything I needed to really worry about, because I didn't have to wear anything. They asked me to take off jewelry, and of course I forgot to take off my ring, but that's fine. They caught it before I went in. I went into the room. They had another doctor there, again, super friendly, super nice. And then they put me onto the bed. They gave me these headphones, or those little ear things, earplugs. So they gave me the earplugs. You squish them and you stick them into your ear. And then they put headphones over me because they need to communicate with me. They said randomly they'll ask you to breathe in, hold, and exhale. So then also, sorry about the bumpy streets of Hamilton. Bumpy as fuck. So then the machine goes in, they have me all hooked up, and then I'm laying there listening to the noise and sounds. No music, which that kind of sucked. And then I heard a little bit of noise, and then after they pulled me out, and they ended up putting this breathing thing around my chest. So they pulled me out, put something around my chest, tested it, sent me back in. And then that's when the constant noise started. So we had the noise, and I just kept thinking, I'm so happy that I am Canadian and that I do not need to pay for this test. Because if I was a person in the States and I couldn't afford medical bills, I think that would be so stressful. That's awful, feeling like you can't afford medical care. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I was in that. The sounds are basically, and I know I'm aging myself here, it reminded me of the dial-up tone, or like an old school fax or scan coming through. And those noise went on. Randomly I would close my eyes, open them back up. It wasn't anything too crazy. And I think the whole thing was maybe about 30 minutes. So it went really, really well. They had this plastic thing over me, and it kind of just felt like a weighted blanket. So I was so cozy, and I was so worried about falling asleep because I know they give me instructions, and I was like, what if I fall asleep and then I miss my instructions? But it was all good. went so quickly. They were so nice, the people there. I did go to one of the hospitals that one of my friends work at, but it was the evening, so that sucked. It would have been cool to see her in her workplace. But yeah, smooth sailing. They said my doctor will have the results in about 4 days, but I do already have I have an appointment with him already to have the follow-up, so I'll get all of my results in about 10 days, which really isn't that bad. And then after that, we'll figure out what the next steps are, what's the plan. And that's basically my update for this. Okay, and this is where I'm gonna leave you until I go to my doctor's. Bye! So I have my results, and it went better than expected. When I walked into his office, I sat down, and he came in with a sheet of paper. He passed me the piece of paper and stood on the other side of the room and said, "I want you to read the conclusions out loud." And it kind of made me nervous, but all right, I read it, and there were a lot of words I did not understand. So, turns out that I don't have a mass in my uterus. I actually have a dent. It's like my uterus has a weird shape, and he said if he were to do surgery on it, it would basically be a reconstructive surgery. But the reality is that it's within a normal range, so we don't need to do that. Now, I asked him about the pain because in a weird way, I was slightly disappointed I wasn't going to have the surgery, because in my mind, the surgery also meant that the pain was gone. But it turns out that it's considered ovulation pain. So where the dent is and where my cysts are in my body, it's all on the same side. And that is putting a lot of pressure on that section. So he said the only way for me to potentially not have pain anymore is for me to be on painkillers, or I could, have my uterus or fallopian tube removed, and that would probably heal it. So he gave me the option. I don't want either of those. If there's no point in having surgery, the pain's tolerable, and I don't like to be on medication, and I usually don't even like to take medication unless absolutely necessary, so I chose to just live with the pain. But with that being said, this is actually good news. I don't have to have surgery, so that means there doesn't need to be another part of this journey, which I was not expecting. I was kind of happy that he did mentally prepare me for surgery, but it was also, it's weird how I was slightly disappointed. My doctor is fantastic. I'm going to be going back in a few months just for more follow-ups, but at this point things are looking good. So thank you all so much for your love and support during all of this. I know a lot of people are not okay with the fact that I'm just going to have to live with the pain, but I've lived this long with it, so why not? I think it was just, I had a little bit of hope that it would be gone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate everybody's love and support. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment below, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!